one of my virtual mentors is Gary Vaynerchuk. Most of you know who Gary Vaynerchuk is, better known as Gary V, founder of VaynerX, just an incredible, not only entrepreneur, but also a teacher. He is a very wise individual about the game of business, entrepreneurship, and life in general. And one of the things that you're going to learn in this video that I'm going to play today is he understood early on the value of doing a job for the sake of learning. The benefits weren't just about getting paid. It was also about the knowledge that he wanted to acquire. So let's get into it with this clip and this wisdom from Gary Vaynerchuk.
I think more kids should take way more humble jobs. My number one piece of advice is you're 21, live as humble as you can, not on your parents' dollar. Live with 4 roommates, but be the admin, the assistant, the intern to the intern of the person that you most want to be like. Even if that person disappoints you, because if you can see their action, you'll be able to watch what you don't like and what you do like and that they do, but you're going to learn so much when you're closest to the sun.
Absolutely love this advice. You know who's actually followed this principle? Ryan Holiday. If you don't know who Ryan Holiday is, then you must be living under a rock. I mean, the bottom line is the dude is one of the most prolific authors that has existed in the last decade or probably more. And essentially, Ryan has made a complete cottage industry out of Stoic philosophy and writing about Stoic philosophy. Ryan Holiday, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he was on his way to Stanford and decided instead to forego going to Stanford and instead approached Robert Greene, the famous author. His most famous book, I guess, is probably The 48 Laws of Power. Excellent book. I highly recommend it. Ryan Holiday decided to, instead of going to university, he decided to instead be an apprentice to Robert Greene. And while this video is probably more prevalent to the younger, newly graduates or folks that are trying to decide for themselves. You just graduated high school and you're trying to decide, am I going to go to college at all? But also, if you're someone that's later on in your career and you want to make a shift, if you want to go from being an accountant to something else, then maybe this does apply to you. Be willing to go take that crap job that you don't want to get the experience and to learn, especially to learn from the best. I think the absolute best example, it's a movie that I actually tell all young people to watch right out of college, right as they're hitting the workforce. It's The Devil Wears Prada. I happen to absolutely love the film, and Jimla and my wife and I, we watch it all the time. But the main reason why I tell young people to watch it is because Andy, the main character played by Anne Hathaway, who goes to work for Miranda Priestley, this notorious sadist that is just the most awful boss anyone can imagine. She takes this job that has nothing to do with what she wanted to do, which was to be a writer for a major publication. Instead of doing that, she goes to take a job as an admin, actually the number 2, the person below the admin, Emily, at a magazine that she didn't care anything about. But she needed the job, she needed the experience, and once she got the job, she worked her ass off to be as good as she could. And I think a real pivotal moment in the movie is whenever Miranda Priestley challenges her to get the unpublished manuscript of the latest Harry Potter book. And the thing I love about this scene is this: Andy doesn't just get the manuscript. That wasn't enough. She actually brings a copy to Miranda Priestley and presents it to her in her office. And it's one copy. And she said, what are the twins? She's actually supposed to be getting this manuscript for her twin daughters who are headed to their grandmothers. And she said, what are they supposed to do with this? Share? And Andy says, oh, that's just a copy. The other I made bound copies of, and they're with the twins on the train headed to grandma's. Now, I don't know about you, but if that were me, if I were already in a crap job that I didn't want, for a magazine I had no interest in, for a woman that I'm working for that is an absolute sadist, I probably would have just done my best to get the stupid manuscript, which in and of itself would have been an amazing feat, and given it to her. But Andy didn't. She went above and beyond. The reason why is because what she had witnessed in Miranda Priestley was someone herself that had gotten to the top by working her ass off. And so Andy was learning the skills of, if you really want to make it to the top, You have to go above and beyond and do more than is expected of you. So much more that it literally shocks the person that you're trying to take care of. In this particular scene, the thing that sticks out the most to me, it's almost like Miranda Priestley gave her this task, setting her up to fail. The task was actually a form of punishment. It was giving Andy such a challenge that she thought, if she's as good as she thinks she is, then she'll do it. But there's no way she can, because there's no way I'm going to let this girl be able to outwit me. I'm going to give her a task that is so demanding, there's no way she can do it. Andy not only does it, but she even exceeds someone's expectations that has completely unrealistic expectations. That's what you young folks need to be willing to do in your careers, is go take a job that you may not even want, you have no interest in, but it's for the person, it's in the industry, it has something related to what you ultimately want to do. I wish so badly that I had known this whenever I was younger. For me back then, it was just get the job and start making money. But I got a secret for you. All you young people listening to this right now, lean in and listen to me. Hear what I have to say. No one expects you to be rich, okay? And if you think because you're carrying a Gucci bag and you're wearing, Christian Louboutin shoes and you look the part, if you think that people think you at 22, 23 years old are wealthy because of that and they respect you, no, they don't. They don't think that you have somehow become a tech entrepreneur. They don't think anything other than either one, you've got ridiculous credit card bills, or two, you're living off daddy's money. It's the one time in your life where everyone not only knows, but expects you to be poor. Take advantage of this, because if you can, in this time of your life, if you can get your mind wrapped around the fact that no one expects you to have any money, and then you leverage that, you don't act like you have money, you don't spend money, you take crap jobs that don't pay a lot of money, you live with 5 roommates where it doesn't cost a lot of money, you eat crap food, you do everything, you drive a crappy car. If you'll do all these things, then you'll actually learn tangible skills that when you need it the most, and when it matters the most, and whenever you move through your career and you want to be a baller, you want to have skills, you want to be able to ask for the big dollars, then that's whenever you will be prepared for that. Another really good movie to watch where I think this comes through, Swingers. Jon Favreau, Vince Vaughn's first movie. It is a classic. And don't only watch this movie, which is about a bunch of struggling actors, essentially, that have moved out to LA, and they're doing whatever the hell they have to make it and to survive as actors. And I love that. They live in crappy apartments. They're up at night. They sleep in the day. None of them have any kind of success. Ron Livingston, it was one of his first movies, and he doesn't even get the part of Goofy. He's trying to get the part of playing Goofy at some theme park or something. He doesn't even get that. I mean, but they're chasing their dream. And the cool thing about it is they're all actors, and they know the game. They know how it is. They know that everybody out there is looking for their big break. They know that everybody's broke. And because they all know that, they're not trying to impress everybody. They're not trying to be something they're not. They're just accepting of the fact that look, we're actors. We're young, out-of-work actors. We're not supposed to have any money. We're not supposed to have any success yet. Well, guess what? As Shakespeare said, all the world's a stage. We're all actors, and everyone knows if you're a young actor, you don't have any money. Take advantage of this time of your life. And I would be remiss if I did not give a shout out and a virtual high five to my very own daughter, my youngest daughter, Abby. She wants to be a writer, and she wanted to live in New York. Well, let me tell you something. A student graduating from the University of Colorado who wants to be a professional novelist and wants to move to New York and has a dad that's not going to foot the bill for everything, because that's just not me. I've helped her along the way. I gave her a great education, but that's where it's time. It's time for you to get off the payroll. She went and she's doing just like Andy. She's working as an administrative assistant in a wealth management firm. But you know what? She's on Fifth Avenue, right in Midtown, living the New York lifestyle, not making much money. And she hasn't written a novel yet, but she was willing to take the job that she didn't really want to get the thing that she really does one day, that delayed gratification. So I'm very proud of her. So young people, be willing to take the crap job, to drive the crap car. No one cares. No one expects any different. And also, this will allow you to take bigger risks. Keep your burn rate really small. I think this is excellent, excellent advice that Gary Vaynerchuk gives. Essentially, the wealth you're trying to build in these early days is knowledge, is connections, is network, is skills. Build that skill bank. That's what you're after at this stage of the game.
Thanks so much for listening. And I think with that, I'll just let Miranda take us out.
Union, which exposed the exploitation of